gotta learn how to dance in the rain. You know, we serve a true and a living mighty one. Yahuah. He's our salvation. Y'all do know that he lives, don't you? Y'all do know that us honoring Shabbat and us getting on here and learning Yah's word and us having praise and worship to serve our Father, that this right here, you all, has nothing to do with religion. This has all to do with because we love Yah. You know, let me show y'all something in the scripture. You can take Yah's word and you can and you can live by it. I'm gonna show y'all this first. You know, sometimes we'll encounter a life, we'll encounter some difficult times in life. In Israel's case, it was the Most High suffered them to hunger. When he led them 40 years in the wilderness to humble them and to prove them, to know what was in their heart, where they would keep the word of Yah know. And let me tell you, Yah will allow you to be hungry. He will allow you to encounter difficult circumstances. He will. He'll lead you to it. He said he proved to prove them, and he humbled them to suffer, and suffered them to hunger, and fed them with manna. The same thing they said they low. But it says that they might know that man don't live by bread only, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of Yah. Let me show y'all something. When we look at Judges 3, show y'all something. Yah will let you go through these trials. You know, listen to this. Now, these are the nations which Yahuah left. Yah left them to prove Israel by them. Even as many of Israel as had not known all the wars of Canaan. Yah left these nations to prove Israel by them, to make them fight Israel. You know why? Only that the generations of the children of Israel might know, to teach them war. At the least, such as before knew nothing thereof. And he gave the nations of the ones that he came to, that he let fight. Namely, 5 of the Philistines and all the Canaanites and the Sidonians and the Hivites that dwelt in Mount Lebanon, from Mount Baal Hermon unto the entrance of Hamath. And guess what? And they were to prove Israel by them, to know whether they would shema, hearken, hear, listen intelligently unto the commandments of Yah, which he commanded them by the hand of Moses. So going through trials, y'all, don't mean you stop. Now, if you living in sin and you suffering because you've been a busybody, or you're suffering because of your own disobedience, then of course you gotta deal with that. Yeah. If you living in sin, you've done wrong, and now you gotta suffer because of your disobedience. You got to eat that because that's what it's about. You need to deal with it. And all while going through that, you need to learn how to be patient going through it and learn the lesson. So you ain't got to encounter it anymore. But if you suffer for righteousness' sake, when you know you haven't done a thing, and you living right, trying to do what's right from the best of your ability, seeking Yahweh's face, and you cry to him, that's commendable. It's commendable to suffer for righteousness' sake. Ain't no need of getting down. Hold your head up. Hold your head up. Be strong in Yah and in the power of his might. What does the word say in Psalms 121? I will lift mine eyes unto the hills, from which comes my help. My help coming from Yahuah, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee. This word keepeth means put a hedge about you. He that guards you, protect you, is aware of you, taking heed of you. He that keeps you will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahuah is thy keeper. Yahuah is thy shade. Upon thy right hand, the sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahuah shall preserve you from all evil. He shall preserve your soul. Yahuah shall preserve your going out and your coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. So y'all, when you're going through trials and you're going through things, you got stuff going on in your life, it ain't time for you to sit here and get tucking your tail up like you're a cur dog. It ain't time for you to put your head in the sand. Like they say the ostrich do, and you suffocating yourself based on burying your head in the sand. No, it ain't time for you to tuck in the towel, throw in the towel. No, it's time for you to continue to trust in Yah. The Most High is real. He hid his face from those who don't have no faith. He said in Deuteronomy, people, the perverse generation, are people in whom there is no faith. And he hid his face from those who don't trust in him. But even in the land of our captivity, those of us who trust in Yah, we cry to him, we seek his face from here. We keep his commands, we get him to seek his face, he won't hide his face from us. He'll bring deliverance. Now, of course, going through these trials, you know, we gotta learn how to bear some things. We gotta learn how to bear fruit. We gotta learn how to still have love for everybody. For our own brothers and sisters, we gotta love. Our biological brothers and sisters and those who are Israel. We gotta still have joy while going through, not depression. Still have shalom. Still have this long suffering. Still show that gentleness and that goodness, and gotta have that faith. Gotta have that meekness and that temperance. Against such there is no law. The law is not against those things. And we that are Mashiachs, we have crucified the flesh, the carnal mindset, with the affections and lusts. If we live by the Spirit, then let us also walk in the Spirit. Let us not be desirous of vainglory. Desirous of vainglory, glorifying ourselves, being conceited, being high-minded, making it about us. provoking one another and envying one another. Let's not be like that, y'all. But let's have faith. That's what it's about. You know, because you crying and because you want to try to go away, don't mean it's gonna go away. That ain't how it works. He'll see you through it. And he'll be there with you in the middle of it. No. Everybody gotta have that faith walk. This is a better one. Right here, let me show you. Everybody gotta have that faith walk. When you look in Psalm 23, it says, Yahuah is my shepherd. Thank you. And I shall not want. Not saying you want a shepherd, but you won't be in lack. You won't have a want for anything because the shepherd will provide for you. Yahuah is my shepherd, and I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He lead me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. And what does he do? Lead me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, look at here. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, when it's rough all the way around you, you can see it there well. I will fear no evil. For thou art with me in the valley of the shadow of death. Y'all gonna be there with you and make you walk through it to show you ain't got to fear none of that stuff that's going on. Let me tell you something. The only way you're gonna be able to come out, you gotta walk it out. The only way you're gonna be able to come out of this thing, you have to walk it out. You can't stand there in the middle of somebody trembling and carrying on, and here you is looking like a deer in the headlights, or you in shock and you can't move. No, then you might want to mess around and get killed. But yet, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. Why? Because you are with me, and your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Many folks think the Most High has forsaken them, or don't hear their prayer because they're going through something. I'm here to tell you, my brothers and my sisters, there's a lack of faith. That's you just don't want to be in it. You don't nothing feel good going through. Who want to have pain? Don't nothing feel good going through it. It don't feel good being in the middle of it. It feels good when you don't go through it or when you come out of it. Not while it's going on. But some of these things we go through are necessary. And we don't understand sometimes why until later on. What did Joseph tell his brothers? Well, I'm Joseph. He said, well, yeah, well, you know, don't worry about what you meant to do me harm by or for evil. Y'all did it for your posterity, to preserve your life. So even though you wanted to get rid of me and hurt me, the Most High was in cahoots. What I mean, the whole time y'all wanted to kill me, he wasn't going to let you kill me, but his plan was to get me down to Egypt. He just used y'all to get me that way. What is it, Jubilees or Jansen, when you get to hear about Joseph, how he get to crying and fall up off his beast and fall on the ground on his mama's grave crying. And then like she spoke up to the ground to him, said, no, go ahead and go. It made him feel bad because, man, all of a sudden, 17 years old, snatched from your daddy. You ain't got no mama, your mama gone. And you saw her when she left. You was a little boy probably when she left, when she hit your brother Benjamin. And so you ain't got no hope because, you know, Benjamin, your little brother, he don't feel like your older brothers feel about you. And even though your older brothers don't like you, boy, I tell you what, your daddy love you a whole lot. He's showing a little favoritism towards you. He got you a coat of many colors. And sometimes even in kids' minds, they can be kind of arrogant, conceited, talk, you know, braggadocious, because this has been a child. It's called immaturity. You know, the older ones should kind of, you know better. Being grown men, you know. But then they couldn't even keep peace with him when they looked at him. Then, you know, to go over there to see his brothers, and all of a sudden you snatched up and hemmed up. And they want to whoop you and decide what to do with you. You know they're serious about it. And they put you in the pit. And here you were scared for your life. Don't know what the outcome is. Your dad then can't come get you. And you feel off in your mind, you stuck in the game and hope to get up out of it. But ain't no hope, but ain't no getting up out of it. And then look here, I'm trying to tell you, look here. And then when they sell you as a slave, all hope is lost because you just snatched away. And sometimes life can be abruptly changed like that for you. People that one day can tell you, leave me alone, and be done with you and cut you off. You don't know what's going on in your life can become changed. Anything can transfer. You can go somewhere and come back to the house, your house will be cut on fire. Or now you go back and you just displaced or something. Now what's going on? And it seems like when you're going through things, you don't even feel no better. It ain't getting no easier, or even in your health. But you can't sit here and give up. Somehow in all these things you're going through and the stuff you deal with, one thing I want to advise you to have is a relationship with the Most High Yah. Learn how to begin to pray instead of complaining. And then look here, learn how to pray about everything. The Bible said, don't be anxious for anything, but everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving. Let your request be made known unto Yah, and the peace of Yah, because we're on all understanding. But guard your heart and your mind in Mashiach Yahushua. But you gotta learn how to pray about that thing. You gotta learn how to talk about it. And a lot of times that's what you're going through for. So you can learn how to develop a relationship with the Most High Yah, to where you can learn of Him, and He'll give you peace in the middle of your storm. He'll give you peace in the middle of the storm. Instead of you getting weary and doing well and want to quit. Many of us, you want to quit. Ain't no quit. Especially, let me say something to you men, especially. First, this is the ones who want to be a husband. And the ones who are a husband. If you freak out and shake up, how do you think your family gonna be? You the leader. Ain't no giving up and shaking out. You learn how to pray. You learn how to develop a relationship and teach your family. Teaching your family don't always just come with the words you say out your mouth. It's your actions that you take. You gotta learn how to develop a relationship, learn how to have faith and trust in Yah, and encourage your family, and don't you lose your composure. Worry about how much money you got, and worrying about the bills you got. You can't do that. You gotta learn how to have faith in Yah. Don't worry about what you got going on, what you gonna eat or what you gonna drink. I'm telling you, so I know the truth. I live by that. And I know that when it get difficult sometimes for me, and I come in the house, I can't come in the house being angry, acting funny with the grandbabies. They look at me, gonna come hug on me and say, Daddy. I can't come in the house with a sad face. I can't come in the house with my wife looking at me and being mean to her. She ain't did nothing to me. I can't come in the house with the kind of mindset. Can't come in the house and let my boys see me and look at me how I'm being funny and trimming. No, what I learned how to do, y'all, is say I'll be back in a minute. I learned how to go to my room and get on my face and talk to y'all about it. And learn how to have a relationship with him. And then I get that strength where I get up looking and believing him then. I don't care if the deadline due. I don't care if I'm touching at the point of it. Or if it's past the Most High, I ain't gonna leave you or forsake me. And I gotta be learning how to be willing to go through what I gotta go through. Learning how to be long-suffering, even if it takes a loss. But I can tell you one thing, I ain't never lost in Yah. And then women, you gotta learn how to have faith as well. And if you're married, learn how to respect your husband and encourage him. Don't complain about what you got going on. Encourage him and pray with him. And those of you who don't have a husband, Yah is your strength. And we can pray together. And then we can find our sisters and our brothers. And guess what? We can humble ourselves and pray with one another. And if you have wronged your sister or your brother, you need to humble yourself. You're trying to stand in your positions about who's right, both wrong. Whenever you hurt one another, you learn how to say, you know what, I'm sorry, and swallow your pride. Because after all, we all we got. You all you got. Let me tell you something. Them friends you go to school with, you probably ain't gonna know them 20 years from now. But you was born in the same house your sister and your brother was. Them the ones you peed on the leg in the bed with. Y'all playing restaurant and all that stuff together. You get on each other's nerves, but at the same time, they're still your sister and they're still your brother. And that's all you got for real. And you don't have to hold yourself together because mama and daddy. A lot of times when mom and daddy pass away, the family fall apart. Because that's who was the glue. Now, let me tell you something. When you know what's right and you do what's right, it ain't mom and dad that's holding y'all together. It's your love for y'all and your active obedience. Please take it out. It make me nervous. It's your active obedience. Loving each other and realizing you don't bear no grudge towards your mama and your daddy, towards your brother and your sister. But rather you love. And it ain't gonna do with how you feel. It's the right thing to do. If they was to pass away, how would you feel? Would you break down in your mind and cry because you wish you had an opportunity? Why even gotta get to that point? When you got opportunity all the time to make it right. Just simply saying, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Don't even bring up what they've done. I forgive you. That way your prayers won't be hindered in that. But while you're going through trials, y'all, we got to learn how to hold on to Yah and know that he's real. This ain't got nothing to do with no religion. I believe in this thing that I live. Hope you do too. I believe in my Father, Yah. He can help me. Help me to have self-control. Help me to get rid of my anger. Help me to let go of this bitterness. Show me how to be a father. Where I didn't have one to show me how to be now. Show me how to be a brother to my brothers. Even when they done me wrong, look here, I'm still willing. Anybody that ever done me wrong, I'm going to tell you now, I'm willing to go ahead and forgive them. Can't wait to love him and hug him and embrace him. Because that's what it's about. Why leave this earth? Or let somebody leave this earth with a grudge in your heart? Ain't no take backs then, is it? These emotions we got can cloud our sound judgment. whatever we deal with from whatever angle. Ain't it? You can't be no emotional wreck. Go cry to Yah. I believe in Yah's word. Most High just spoke to me, so I'm going to go to it and read it. I believe in Yah's word, and I believe what he's saying. And I'm going to read it to y'all too. He just told me to go to it and read it, spoke to my ear. Beloved, let us love one another. For love is of God. And everyone that love is born of God, of the mighty power of Elohim. And they know Yah. You born of Elohim and you know him. He that love not, you don't know Yah. But Yah, for the mighty one is love. In this was manifested the love of Elohim toward us. And because Elohim sent his only begotten Son into the world, that we might live through him. Herein is love. Not that we love Elohim, but that he loved us and sent his Son to be the propitiation for our sins. What does that word mean? The atonement. Beloved, if Elohim so loved us, we ought also to love one another. No man have seen Elohim at any time. And if we love one another, Elohim dwell in us. And this love is made complete, perfected in us. Hereby know we that we dwell in him, and he in us, because he has given us of his spirit. And we have seen and do testify that the Father sent the Son to be the Savior of the world. Whosoever shall confess Yahuah is the Son of Elohim, Elohim dwell in him, and he in Elohim. And we have known and believed the love that Elohim have to us. Elohim is love. And he that dwelleth in love, dwelleth in Elohim, and Elohim in him. Herein is our love made perfect or complete, that we may have boldness in the day of judgment. Because as he is, so are we in this world. Ain't no sense being scared going, so I'm trying to get it right. Scared to do what's right, to be obedient. But there is no fear in love. But perfect love, complete love, cast out fear. Because fear have torment. He that feareth is not made perfect in love. I was trying to quit worrying about stuff. Love Yah, Yah love you. Could be mean toward each other. Having grudges toward people. Scared with getting it right or what's going to transpire. Perfect love. He that feareth is not made perfect in love. We love him because he first loved us. If a man say, I love Elohim and hate his brother, male man, female man, your sister too, he is a liar. And all of us are we true. Everybody on the line, on Zoom, look here, on the social media platform, in the room with me. All of us say we true. But then dad is. If a man say, I love Elohim and hate his brother, he's a liar. For he that loveth not his brother, whom he have seen, how can you love Elohim, who you ain't never seen, who you have not seen? Might want to check yourself now, huh? And this commandment have we from him, that he who loves Elohim love his brother also. So y'all look here, trust Yah, have faith in Yah, walk in righteousness and do what's right. Don't be worried about what you're going through. Don't have no fear. A long time ago, man, I'm gonna get on it in a second. I just think a lot when we having praise and worship and be praying and things just hit me in the heart. I gotta talk about it. Be Yah. I used to sit here, man, have headaches out this world. Come on, look here. Depressed, going through, don't nobody care. There's a ploy of the adversary to make you feel bad and to make you feel sorry for yourself. Make you be scared of how you gonna make it. Sometimes we give in. Sometimes we give in to people and the pressure because of fear. We give in and we want to quit. We want to run away because we don't think y'all can bring us out of it. It's right here, y'all. Bring me out. God, help me. And then we don't go in our way as we think, now I want to die. Now I'm depressed. Now nobody love me. Now I'm confused. Now I feel like I ain't learning nothing. Now I can't hear God. It's a lack of faith. The servant ain't no greater than his master. You the ones that you chose to be on this walk. But she told us in the word, you the one said you chose to be on this walk. You the one that said you chose to do this right here. This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. Greater love have no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. You are my friends if you do whatsoever I command you. Henceforth I shall not call you servants. So the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth. Excuse me. But I have called you friends, for all things that I have heard of my Father, I have made known unto you. You have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that you should go and bring forth fruit. And he ain't telling no apples and no bananas neither. The one I just brought up to you. And that your fruit should remain. So when your fruit remains and you steady hang on in there, then that whatsoever you ask of the Father in my name, he may give you. These things I command you, that you love one another. And here we is, don't care about it no more. They hate me there by my mama them. They don't care nothing about my dad and them, and let me alone. Nobody want to do nothing to me on the road right now. I need help to pay this bill and that bill. I need you to give me some money on my car and my house no due, and I'm finna be on the street. They did me wrong and I don't know what's going on with me. Crying and carrying on. You ain't bearing no fruits in here with a pretty party. This ain't here a good time. Ain't time for down home blues. We ain't got time to listen to Bobby Brown talking about some members only. It's a private party. Don't need no money to qualify. We say, don't bring your checkbook. Bring your broken heart. It's members only tonight. Look here, I left that club. I had denounced it. If the world hates you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. If you were of the world would love his own. See, if your mom and your daddy, your brother and your sister, whoever, if they're the world, they ain't gonna love you. I don't care if they gave birth to you. Abraham's daddy betrayed him and had Haran killed. Haran like a faith. If Abraham bleed, then I bleed. He went to the fire and said, ow. And never walked back out of it. But when Abraham went through the fire, the coals burned up off of him. He walked around with his clothes still on. Came out not smelling like smoke. Because he stood in firm no matter if going through the fire. Yeah, I meant that literally. If you go through the fire, I won't let it burn you. It's I have chosen you out of the world. Therefore, the world hateth you. Remember the word that I sent to you. The servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. But all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me. If I had not come and spoken to them, they had not had sin. But now they have no cloak for their sin. Can't hide it now. But he that hated me hated my Father also. So I ain't no sense over here crying about it, because crying don't get you up out of it. Feeling bad and feeling low only prolong things, make matters worse. Looking for somebody to blame is a waste of time. I'm going through something right now, but I ain't worried about it. Martin Luther King Jr. say, it don't matter what happened to me now. I just want to do God's will. Trust Yah. Develop a relationship with him. Get to know him for real. Don't go on what you heard these people tell you in this religion stuff. Go on what the word of Yah says for itself. Moses told him, y'all done got here, man. He brought you to everything you ever been through these 40 years. Your shoes didn't get too little for you, didn't wear out. You did not outgrow your clothes. None of y'all went hungry. He got you here to see whether you will hearken to him or not. To humble you, to prove you, to know what was in your heart. And to make you know that man don't live by bread only, but you live by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of Yah. So you need to understand that y'all love y'all. So quit worrying about what you got going on. He's talking about the servant ain't no greater than the master. He told man said, I want to follow you. But you gotta tell you what to do then. He said, foxes have holes and birds have nests. Well, the son of man ain't got nowhere to lay his head. They probably discouraged him then. Well, come follow me. I gotta go bury my daddy. Let the dead bury the dead. We allow all kind of other things to give us an excuse not to follow him. Our trials, our shortcomings, our business, our lack of whatever we got going on, because we ain't willing to trust Yah. But I'm gonna tell you something right now, I gotta serve notice to you. And you may not like this, what I'm finna say, but you gotta still eat it how it go. If you're gonna love Yah and be in this will, it's gonna have to come a time in your life this word gotta be real to you. It's gotta come a time, because you're gonna go through some trials and religion ain't gonna cut it. To continue to sit here and freak out and be scared, and you've been talking, you've been in this thing for a long time, you a liar. You're faking the funk. You better learn how to talk to him. Joseph was strong. Learn how to be penitentiary. And don't get me wrong. He shook a little bit when the bacon and the bullet came in there. He was in 11 years then. But then he tried to hip himself out by the bullet. Talking about some, look here, when you get out here now, remember now, Talk to him for me about the dream. And because he did that, in Jubilee, he said it displeased Yah. He made him stay 2 more years. Then 2 years later, Pharaoh had his dream. He could have been out before then. And some of us could have been out of this stuff way long time ago if we quit trying to help ourselves and let Yah do what he got to do. Right. Hallelujah. Thank you, Almighty. Almighty, we just thank you for your compassion, your mercy, your loving kindness, Yah. Give me wisdom, Almighty, please, to teach your people. We love you and thank you in Yahushua HaMashiach's name. Hallelujah. I'm just trying to help y'all. I love every last one of you. Give your parents a hard time, children, acting foolish in front of your mama and your daddy, fighting each other, causing disruption, adding on more stress, and don't even care. What's I gonna get you? You keep on going that way. Continue to fall into fornication, continue to fall into sin, be faking the funk, cussing and just cussing in front of your parents, cussing behind their back, acting like you know what's going on, acting foolish. You think y'all ain't gonna deal with you? I mean, one time he kept telling me to fornicate, to quit fornicating. When I was young, stop fornicating. I ain't want to stop. Try to make my girlfriend do it. She didn't want to do it. Try to make her do it. I messed around, boy, got hit in the balls riding to work one day by Yah. Right down the road, they strunk up like a pea. All of a sudden, man, look here. I'm sitting here with a pain racking out of my body, cut that fan on, all of my body. Next thing I know, a few hours later, I had to have emergency surgery. And couldn't walk for 2 months. I guess the punishment fit the crime. I had my old pastor come to me and tell me, I pray for you. I would like to thank you. Praise God. He said, I pray that y'all up on the other side if you keep on doing it. I said, oh. He told me that. Made me upset, but was telling me the truth. Once I kept, I was so bitter and so mean and unforgiving to folks. Y'all paralyzed me for 4 months straight on my right side of my body. Until I learned how to start having forgiveness, I was able to move my arm and stuff again. See, I'm telling you, see, y'all deal with you on for so long, then you start putting that pressure a little bit more to you. Hey, don't believe me, just keep on living. If you hears now, keep on going to bed and get up in the morning. Eventually over time, you will see what I'm saying. Oh, say, can you see? Okay, let's go ahead and read 2 Samuel 13, y'all. Praise Yah. And it came to pass after this that Absalom, the son of David, had a fair sister whose name was Tamar. And Amnon, the son of David, loved her. And Amnon was so vexed that he fell sick for his sister. Goodness gracious, was Tamar, for she was a virgin. And Amnon thought it hard for him to do anything to her. Amnon had a friend whose name was Jonadab, the son of Shemaiah, David's brother, his cousin. And Jonadab was a very subtle man, deceitful one there. And he said unto him, why art thou being the king's son, lean from day to day? Would thou not tell me? And Amnon said to him, I love Tamar, my brother Absalom's sister. Now, this is right here, y'all. Abraham, this ain't our time. They married there. Abraham married Sarah. And then today's time, I can't see that, but so he wasn't being incestuous to her. And Jonadab said unto him, lay thee down on thy bed and make thyself sick. And when thy father come to see thee, say unto him, I pray thee, let my sister Tamar come and give me meat and dress, the meat in my sight, that I may see it and eat it at her hand. So Amnon lay down and made himself sick. And when the king was coming to see him, Amnon said unto the king, I pray thee, let Tamar my sister come and make me a couple of cakes in my sight, that I may eat at her hand. Then David sent home to Tamar, saying, Go now to thy brother Amnon's house and dress him meat. So Tamar went to her brother Amnon's house, and he was laid down. And she took flour and kneaded it, and made cakes in his sight, and did bake the cakes. And she took a pan and poured them out before him, but he refused to eat. And Amnon said, Have out all men from me. And they went out every man from him. And Amnon said unto Tamar, Bring meat into the chamber, that I may eat of thine hand. And Tamar took the cakes which she had made and brought them into the chamber to Amnon her brother. And when she had brought them unto him to eat, he took hold of her and said to her, Come lie with me, my sister. And she answered him, Nay, brother, do not force me. For no such thing ought to be done in Israel. You're breaking Torah, bro. Raymond, don't do that. Do not doubt this folly. And what shall I cause my shame to go? And as for thee, thou shalt be as one of the fools in Israel. Now therefore I pray thee, speak unto the king, for he would not withhold me from thee. Howbeit, he would not hearken to her voice, but being stronger than she, forced her and lay with her. The Amnon hated her exceedingly, so that the hatred wherein he hated her was greater than the love wherein he loved her. And Amnon said unto her, Arise, be gone. And she said to him, There is no cause. This evil in sending me away is greater than the other that thou didst unto me. He broke Torah. Remember about the rape and fornicating and all this stuff? Said a man to do that to a woman, it's the same punishment to come to him as a man murdering a man. And even that she's still trying to fix it, because you still can marry him to fix it. Dumb Johnson. But he would not hearken unto her. Then he called his servant that ministered unto him and said, Put now this woman out from me, and bolt the door after her. Goodness gracious. And she had a garment of divers colors upon her, for with such robes were the king's daughters that were virgins apparel. Then the servants brought her out and bolted the door after her. And Tamar put ashes on her head, and rent a garment of divers colors that was on her, and laid her hand on her head, and went on crying. She did right by telling on him. And Absalom, her brother, said unto her, Have Amnon thy brother been with thee? But hold now thy peace, my sister. He is thy brother. Regard not this thing. So Tamar remained desolate in her brother Absalom's house. But when King David heard of all these things, he was very wroth, because all he did was get mad, though. And Absalom spake unto his brother Amnon, neither good nor bad. He ain't say to him now. For Absalom hated Amnon, because he had forced his sister Tamar. Let's start here real quick. Now let me tell you something. Remember what happened now. Now, what happened? Did we see earlier? We already understand what's going on. David go to the top of his rooftop and see Bathsheba. He went down there and he had another man's wife and had that man killed. And 2 Samuel 11:27 said, and when the morning was past, David sent and fetched her to the house, and she became his wife and bare him a son. But the thing David had done displeased Yah. And because of that, Nathan comes along and tells David about a man having 10 sheep and a man having one. And how the man with the 10 sheep took that man's one sheep that slept with that man's house, ate with his children. How the man raised his daughter, how he was family to her. And they said, oh, man ought to be killed. And David got mad, self-righteous. And then he said, what is you? O king, is you. It said, thou art the man. Thus says Yahuah, mighty one of Israel, I know that you king over Israel, and I delivered you out of the hand of Saul. And I gave you your master's house and your master's wives into your bosom, and gave you the house of Israel and of Judah. And if they had been too little, I would have moreover have given unto you such and such things. Wherefore hast thou despised the commandment of Yah to do evil in his sight? Thou hast killed Uriah the Hittite with the sword, and hast taken his wife to be your wife, and hast slain him with the sword of the children of Ammon. Now look here. Now therefore, the sword shall never depart from your house, because you have despised me, and has taken the wife of Uriah the Hittite to be your wife. Look here. Thus said Yah, I will raise up evil against you out of your own house. And I will take your wives before your eyes, and give them unto your neighbor, and he shall lie with your wives in the sight of the sun. But you did this thing secretly. Yeah. But I'm going to do this thing before all Israel and before the sun. And even though David cried when he have sinned, the word of Yah still come to pass in his life. It got to happen. Let me explain something to y'all. See, this is the consequences y'all for living in disobedience. Man, I'm trying to tell y'all something. It's important to live right. See, you don't just live right for yourself. Right. It's important to have faith in Yah to do what's right, because your actions and your consequences don't just affect you. Even if you think in your mind you're living for yourself, it don't matter about none of that. You can cause a curse to come upon your house. You can cause pain and punishment to come to other people. I've been back a long time ago, 1994, dude named Brian Henry got to fight with a dude named Chris Bailey them at Judson High School. And so when Chuck Bone them was shooting, they were shooting at Brian, but they killed Devin. Killed the wrong man. Sometimes our disobedience causes others to be hurt in the process. And we think it's okay to do what we do because we want to sound foolish like some of these rappers, like Ice Cube said, do I look like a role model? Don't matter how you look. See, one thing I gotta help you understand is that your decisions can affect other people, whether they know you directly or they know you indirectly. Some folks know the power of cocaine by watching Superfly. Never met him, never talked to him, don't even care it was a movie. Some want to be like Iceberg Slim by reading the book Pimp. Some want to be like Tupac by hearing Thug Life. So it don't matter what you look like, or how you try to carry yourself. What I'm trying to explain to you is your decision making that you make don't just affect you. You don't live your life for yourself. You ain't the only one on the planet. Your life ain't just tied to you. Even y'all told them in the Torah, get rid of the murderer. Because if the blood don't be shed, it's gonna still be evil in Israel, even though all Israel didn't do it. One person's sin can affect everybody. Remember Achan? When the Most High told him, look here, don't bring the Babylonian garments in there. Don't bring this in there. But Achan go and get that garment and money and put it up on this tent. And they go over there and fight over there. AI lose 36 men. They didn't know Achan had did that wrong. But 36 daddies died. brothers and sisters and brothers and uncles, leaders, providers died for one man. And when Joshua them cried, y'all said, look, he's sitting in the camp. Then they had to go find Achan and kill his whole household. Not only those men died, but then when Achan come back, his wife and his children, everything around him had to die because of his own sin. Because you think you can do it behind back, sneaking behind back, being gay, being a lesbian, sneaking behind backs, doing things you know you shouldn't be doing. Your sin will find you out. Most High come talk to you. When your motives is wicked. The Most High says this, the word of Yah is alive and active. It's shouting into its sword aim. It don't just cut the joints in the marrow, the flesh. It goes to the vital, the spirit and the soul, don't it? As a matter of fact, it's even a discerner of the intentions of your heart. It knows why you did what you did. Whole time David tried to do his thing in secret. Y'all knew why he did what he did. It is pleased Yah for him to marry you right here tight, trying to cover something up. Whole time you married her because she was pregnant, when they had that baby, make it seem like it was right, and you had her husband killed in secret, telling Joab through a letter to get rid of him. Then code through the messenger and then tell him, look, Uriah dead too. Then when I come bring to your attention, you trying to make it like it's self-righteous and making up to my, a man ought to be killed when you the one old king. Yeah, that's why it's important how you live your life. Being around people, how you carry yourself. Not out of religion, because you don't just affect you. I don't cheat on my wife. Not because I love her only. Not because I love Yah only. I love Yah above all things. But not because I know I got Isaiah and I got Malachi in the house. I know I got Ruth and I got Michaela. I don't want them to be hurt. I don't want my grandbabies to look at me funny and why dad don't live with us no more. I don't want the people who I teach the word of Yah to be broken and go astray or be hurt because of my lying to them. You know how important it is for a man or woman of Yah teach Yah's word and live right so it won't hurt other people? It's very important. Yah kill you dead playing games about it. So you live right, not just from your own point of view, because it's what Yah requires for us to do. And because of David's disobedience, his murder, his adultery, the sword never leave his house. This is the beginning of Absalom's rebellion to his father, who Absalom considered him to be lawless and weak and sinful. Even though Yah said he was a man after Yah's own heart. Let me explain something to you. We only know that David is a man after Yah's own heart because we read it. It don't mean that Absalom knew that. You know, people don't see how you see yourself. You can see yourself as being righteous and they see you as being filth. You see yourself as being filth and they see you as being righteous. And a lot of times it's based on things you do and the ways you act. Even though it says Solomon's heart was not perfect like his daddy, or the other king was not perfect like his daddy, only thing he did was did that, and he was a man that walked in the ways of Yah, still how did his son sin? For allowing your son to rape your sister, you know the Torah and you scribed it. We discussed that last week. David knew the Torah. He understood that adultery and murder was a sin, but he still did wrong. And then we got Amnon over here, loving his sister. Now, in that time, it ain't like it is now time. He could have married her and made her his wife.
Being mean to her.
Legitimately. He could have married her and made her his wife. He was so much in love with her. He was so vexed. He loved her so much to say that he was vexed. He cramped. He was in distress. He was, oh man, he wanted her. And instead of him doing what's right, he listened to the adversary deceive him. Because he told this man he loved her, but man said, well, then hit her. It describes you. For she was a virgin. And Amnon thought it hard for him to do anything to her. He wouldn't look here, wouldn't hurt her fly. He wanted to treat her delicately. But he had a bad friend. What the Bible say? Filthy communication corrupts good manners. Hanging around those who ain't with y'all, who don't love y'all, who ain't walking in y'all. I don't care if they're in the truth, the so-called, what we call the truth or not. This covenant, they can be lying to you. These were Hebrews too. That was his cousin. Amnon had a friend named Jonadab, the son of Shemaiah, David's brother. His first cousin, what they call over in Alabama, in America, the first cousin, all that stuff. But guess what it was though? He was a very subtle man. It's telling you, skillful, not wise, but cunning. You can tell he wasn't wise based on the advice he gave him. And he said to him, why are you being the king's son, leaving from day to day? You here losing weight, looking all poor and puny. You ain't gonna tell me what's going on with you? My little Tamar, Absalom's sister. And the man said, face sick. Lay in the bed and make yourself sick. And when your father come to see you, tell him to send your sister to you. She can feed you. If a man get that man, he raped that girl. He dude planning to see that he fell for it. He did a lawless action. And she came down and he raped her. And then when he got finished what he did, then he called her a hoe and told her to get out. Like dudes do. And but the whole time she come, she tell him, look at you, nah, you ain't gotta do this. And she giving him the word. We just read last week about the Torah about rape, right? Was it Numbers? Don't do these things. And if you sleep with her, you gotta marry, you can't put her away. And she's trying to give him wisdom. And I can imagine being the king's children that David had to teach them the Torah. They had to be learned some kind of way. And she tell him, no, don't do this to me. You ain't got to force me. But ain't no such thing to be done to Israel. Don't do this. And she trying to not just beg for her safety, but protect him and her. We ain't got to do it like this. You're going to cause me to be ashamed, and you're going to be known as a fool in Israel. Speak to the king. He ain't going to hold you back. He'll let you marry me. And we can do it the right way. Because you know what? She probably felt the same way about him, like him. She was willing to marry him. And you know what's crazy, though? Sometimes we'll choose the wrong over the right. Even given wise counsel and right advice, we'll still choose to do wrong. It's crazy how people hear the word and still will not repent, still won't change their ways, go through trials, tests, all kind of stuff coming on you, and you still would choose to remain in the same way. You know what that reminds me of? This right here. Let me go to Matthew something right quick and show y'all something. Because she gave him the word now. Mashiach says this. Behold, a sword went forth to sow. And when he sowed, some seeds fell by the wayside. And the fowls came up and devoured them. He's going to deal with that wayside ground. Now, Mashiach tell him what the seed was in verse 19. It says, hear you therefore the parable of the sower. When anyone hears the word of the kingdom and understandeth it not. This word understand don't mean they don't understand. Yah is not a wicked person that if he teaching you the word, he gonna give to you where you can't understand it, how we think understanding is. That'd be unfair for him to still judge us, and deal with us, punish us about things that we don't know or can't keep. We don't know how to keep it. He's not like that. So that word understanding got to be something else. Let's look at it. It's got to be somebody who don't consider what's being said. So we can say it like this right here then. When anyone hears the word of the kingdom and considers it not, then comes the wicked one and catch away that which was sown in his heart. This is he that received the seed by wayside. And looking at that, she gave him Torah. She said, don't do this. You can ask my daddy. You don't want to make me feel ashamed, and you don't want to be a fool throughout Israel. You can ask my dad, and he will not hold me from you. But what did he do? He didn't consider none she said. Howbeit he would not shema, he would not hearken, he would not listen intelligently. He would not be obedient to what was said to him. So what happens? He rapes her. He forced her and lay with her. Then after he raped her, after he do the wrong, he hates her, which brings me to a point. That's how many of us do. When we are the one that's wrong, we want to go against the one that have not done wrong, and we hate them. We the one that's wrong, though. Talk about people, dog them out, lie on them, put them down, act ways when we are the one that's wrong. That's a pattern, y'all. That's a pattern. I'm trying to look at it as a real pattern. Yeah, come on. You don't play with me like I'm weak out here. Don't play with me like y'all don't know what I'm talking about, because y'all have been in the same boat. I know I have. You know, being wrong and want to blame somebody else. My wrongdoing. Sometimes, you know, my daddy wasn't there, so I had no self-control. We blame the daddy. You made me do it. Or we do like flip wheels. The devil made me do it. Instead of us being accountable for our own actions, we get mad at the one who we done wrong to and dog them out. Because guess what? We don't want to take accountability for our own actions. We want to just let it slide and get away with it. I know I'm telling the truth about that thing. This man hated her exceedingly for a wrong he done. And he hated her, well, if he hated her was greater than the love he had for her. Threw her out. Called her a young hoe, didn't it? So many actions. You a thought. Like folks be being evil. So in order for the wrong, let me go to Leviticus, y'all. Give me the Proverbs, Malachi. The nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father, or of thy mother, whether she is born at home or born abroad, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover. Y'all see that? This man went over there and uncovered that girl nakedness. Shamed her. That's what he did. Well, he could have done things from the right point of view and could have had her as his wife and no sin whatsoever. And then when he got finished with her, he tell his servant, throw her out, treated her like she was nothing. His own sister. Watch it, even after he did her wrong, and she trying to cover him by saying, don't do this. Don't throw me out, don't have it looking like that. And because he did and had his servant to throw her out and put the door after her, she put on ashes on her head and rent her garments. And let her head on her head crying. You just shamed her. Now he deserves another punishment. And Absalom hear about it, he tell her to hold their peace. And said, but when David heard, so Absalom had to have let David know. And all David did was get mad. He didn't bring no justice. He was just very wroth, very warm, very angry. And that's all he was. He let him slide. Why? Because that's your son. Let me say this now. I can understand a father not wanting to kill their son. Yah did not kill David. And I can understand, him not killing him. I really understand that. But you don't see where the Most High was quiet at what David did. He punished him with a pretty severe one. Tough one. So David, baby died and everything. So David could have punished his son. And he should have punished his son. And because David did nothing, he caused a rift. But that word comes to pass in your life through disobedience. So Absalom couldn't even talk to him. He ain't got no words for him no more. And it came to pass after 2 full years. Absalom had sheep shears in Baal Hazor, which is beside Ephraim. Absalom invited all the king's sons. And Absalom came to the king and said, behold, now thy servant have sheep shears, let the king have beseech thee, and his servants go with you with thy servant. Now David's an older man, probably in the 60s. Absalom probably about 40 something, or late 30s. 38, 39, 40, something like that. And so this ain't no young boy. He's grown men doing these things. Grown woman. And then daddy, older man now. And the king said to Absalom, nay, my son, let us not all go, lest we be chargeable unto thee. And he pressed him. Howbeit he would not go, but blessed him. Then said Absalom, if not, I pray thee, let my brother Amnon go with us. And the king said to him, why should he go with you? Because David understand what's going on. This was a couple of years ago. But Absalom deceived him a tad bit, got at him a little bit, pressed him. But Absalom pressed him that he let Amnon and all the king's sons go with him. Absalom had commanded his servants, saying, mark ye now where Amnon's heart is merry with wine. And when I send to you, smite Amnon, then kill him. And fear not. Have not I commanded you, be courageous and be valiant. And the servants of Absalom did unto Amnon as Absalom had commanded. Then all the king's sons arose, and every man got up upon his mule and fled. And it came to pass while they were in the way that Titus came to David, saying, Absalom has slain all the king's sons, and there is not one of them left. Now, that's not the truth. But they wouldn't get him some heavy news that made his heart drop down to the bottom of the heel of his feet, probably. Then the king arose and tore his garments and lay on the earth, and all his servants stood by with their clothes rent. And Jonadab, the son of Shemaiah, David's brother, answered and said, let not my lord suppose that they have slain all the young men, the king's son, for Amnon only is dead. For by the appointment of Absalom, this have been determined from the day that he forced his sister. So you know that man was his friend, probably put him on the setup, huh? Then he tell him David what's going on, but at the same time, Absalom went 2 full years. Now, therefore, let not my lord the king take the thing to heart, to think that all the king's sons are dead, for Amnon only is dead. Now, according to the Torah, because you know I'm kind of you know this difficult. I don't know how I feel about this, because according to the Torah, his death was just from the point of him raping her. But Absalom did it the way he did it. I don't think it's just. But Absalom did what he did because his daddy didn't do nothing. This should give us a warning as parents how we allow our children to do certain things and we'll do nothing about it. We just sit here and let it slide. Or in today's time, when the parents do take a stand for what they shouldn't do wrong, other folks go against those parents for being wrong because that's your child. Because they let feelings get involved. But I'm going to tell you something. As a parent, when your child do wrong, you do need to do something about it. Say something about it. It don't matter what nobody out here say. Now, when you understand Torah, because when you don't do something about the wrongdoing of the child and continue to let them do it wrong, it's going to turn your whole house upside down. And it'll cause a bigger problem than what you think can happen. But because by David not doing nothing, his other son did something. Probably consider him as weak too. Probably consider him as not caring neither. And that also comes to having more than one wife and all these kids by different women and showing favoritism by preferring that woman above this woman, and so on and so forth. That's what Jacob did. We don't know David's reasoning behind it, but that's what Jacob did. He showed favoritism. And he caused his other sons to hate Joseph. How you think you feel when you treat your children different? Treat one better than the other. Not the child, when you treat them better. It's the child's point of view that them trying to understand. I'm talking about you as a parent knowing what you're doing. Not because the children think that, because they don't always be true what the children think. Sometimes children, young folks be envious of one another. Be envious of their brothers and their sisters. And they want to be in the place of their brother or their sister, or want to have they can make up stuff and can do things. So not from that point of view. But from the point of view of you, dad, mom, making a difference. You know, getting on one child, beating them down, but the other child you let slide with the disobedience. You think anything ain't gonna happen in the future about that? That's why I went all four of mine. You don't mistreat one child and then treat the other child better. You treat them you treat them all equally. Beating or respect their persons don't mean just your brethren. in the community, it means all the way around. Let's be balanced. But Absalom fled, and a young man that kept the watch lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there came much people by the way of the hillside behind him. He's trying to get away now, and they want to kill him. They want to get at him. And Jonadab said unto the king, unto the king, behold, the king's sons come. As our servant said, so it is. And it came to pass, as soon as he had made an end of speaking, that behold, the king's sons came and lifted up their voice and wept. And the king also and all his servants were very sore. But Absalom fled and went to Talmai, the son of Amminadab, king of Gershon, and David mourned, and his son for his son every day. Absalom went to a whole other nation. He left the land. So Absalom fled and went to Gershon and was there 3 years. And the soul of King David longed to go forth unto Absalom, for he was comforted concerning Amnon, seeing he was dead. Man, I tell you what, boy, our disobedience can cause some trouble. They ain't had no discussion about it. He ain't talk to him about it. He ain't try to see what's going on or nothing. And David should have said something to him. He asked David, hey, but the she is, why you want me to go with you? He should have brought it up. But David probably was asleep with it, or he just let it happen with it probably in the back of his mind. Let all the brothers go. Well, surely he ain't gonna kill him in front of all his brothers, all his family. Now, you never know what's lying in somebody's heart if you don't discuss it. See, me, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna bring it out. I'm gonna bring it up. Back in the day, I ain't gonna reveal a name, but we had a friend who was accused of molesting a little boy. The boy was 12 years old. His friend was a school teacher. Our friend was a school teacher. And so my sons used to go around him. A whole bunch of kids went around him. And it was in my mind, so I asked my son, did he stick his finger in your booty? Did he grab you by your thing? Did he suck it? Did he try to get you to suck his? And I'm saying like I mean it because you know why? We be scared to say this stuff to really bring up the issues. But I want to know and praise Yah that he didn't touch one of my sons. But one of my sons told me they had this video pad in his hand, iPad or tablet in his hand. And my son was going through his photos and videos. The man had videos of him having sex with another man. And it blew my son's mind. Imagine me if I wasn't a dad to him to really talk to him about it, how it would have really affected him. Because he was hard for him to say that. But we let the door open so he can always trust and talk to us. So they always talk to us. Because we're there. And then when he said that, now we got to tell his mama what he saw. Now his mama was closer to the friend than I was. They grew up together. Knew how to a grasshopper. Consider one another brothers and sisters. So imagine how she was going to feel to hear that noise or to hear something like that. And so we had to tell her. And it wasn't no good news, didn't sound good. Made her upset. But let me tell you something. It was still necessary. Regardless of how she felt, we was going to let her understand. Now, imagine not saying nothing about the situation. In the image he would have in his mind, What if he would have became a homosexual because of that? Or been a molester or something else could transpire, all because of our negligence. Sometimes you gotta have the hard conversations. And sometimes you gotta be explicit and say what it is, to give them the fair stuff to talk about it, to get it out, regardless of how mad they are, or how upset they are. Some of these young ladies or young people, they've been molested by people. And because they feel they can't talk to you, they go around and then they're acting out. They're doing things, they're acting certain ways, and we try to hide it because we don't want to really bring out really what the issue is. And sometimes the stuff be in the back of our, even our own mind. But we don't want to say it knowing we should be saying something. The individual got 186 months in the penitentiary. First time offense, and I'm glad. But my son ain't no homosexual and he never did get molested. But if I would have never talked to him about that or brought it up to him about that, I would have never known. I ain't really want to kill. It was difficult to kind of ask him because I was trying to wonder if he was to tell me what happened to him, how I probably would kill the man. Because I'm telling you why. I was a corrections officer in the same facility the individual was in. And I had access to him. And just being real, which I probably would have hurt him. I tried to kill him if he did something to my son. I'm just being honest. Yeah. Unashamed of that, don't touch my children. But sometimes we got to have those difficult conversations to get down the murder, to get down what can happen, because we don't. And you can't allow your feelings or your emotions to cloud your sound judgment because it's hard to talk about. When you know somebody has done wrong or somebody is wrong and they're in a position of something in their life, they sick or they're losing some things that you know, hey, you wrong, repent. Let's talk about it. But we don't want to bring it up to them because of who they are, us being afraid of any time now. When is the time? Ain't no such thing as a good time. You gotta deal with it even under the pressure. But you know how we get though. We try to avoid and just keep on schooling. Yeah, true story, ain't it? Now Joab the son of Zeruiah perceived that the king's heart was toward Absalom. That's David's nephew. He perceived that David's heart was toward his son. And Joab sent to Tekoa and fetched thence a wise woman, and said unto her, I pray thee, feign thyself to be a mourner, and put on now mourning apparel, and anoint not thyself with oil. Be not as a woman that had a long time mourned for the dead. And come to the king and speak on this manner unto him. So Joab put the words in her mouth. And when the woman of Tekoa spake to the king, she fell on her face to the ground and did obeisance and said, help, O king. And the king said to her, what aileth thee? And she answered, I am indeed a widow woman, and mine husband is dead. And thy handmaid had 2 sons, and they two strove together in the field. And there was none to part them, but one smote the other and slew him. And behold, the whole family is risen against thy handmaid. And they said, deliver him that smote thy brother, his brother, that we may kill him for the life of his brother, whom he slew. And we will destroy the heir also. And so they shall quench my coal, which is left, and shall not leave to my husband neither name nor remainder upon the earth. And the king said to her, unto the woman, go to thy house, and I will give charge concerning thee. And the woman of the court said to the king, my lord, O king, the iniquity be on me and on my father's house, and the king of his throne be guiltless. And the king said, whosoever said aught unto thee, bring him to me, and he shall not touch thee anymore. Then said she, I pray thee, let the king remember that Yahuah, thou Elohim, that thou wouldest not suffer the revenges of blood to destroy anymore, lest they destroy my son. And he said, as Yahuah liveth, there shall not one have thy son fall to the earth. Then the woman said, let thy handmaid, I pray thee, speak one word to my master. And the king said, say on. She gave him some heavy to think about, huh? And the woman said, wherefore then hast thou thought such a thing against the people of Elohim? For the king do speak this thing as one is faulted, in that the king do not fetch home his banished. For must we needs die? Because it's getting the land, because of murder, huh? For we must needs die and are as water spilt on the ground, which cannot be gathered up again, neither do Elohim respect any persons. Yet do he devise means by that his banish be not expelled from him. Now therefore that I am come to speak of this thing unto my master the king is because the people have made me afraid. And thy handmaid said, I will now speak unto the king, even if the king will perform the request of his handmaid. For the king will hear to deliver his handmaid out of the hand of the man that will destroy me and my son together, out of the inheritance of Elohim. Then thy handmaid said, the word of my master the king shall not be comfortable. For as the angel of Elohim, so is my master the king to discern good and bad. Therefore, Yahuah, thy mighty one, will be with thee. Y'all hear what she's saying to him? She's trying to get him back to discuss the matter. He left his inheritance, first of all. He did not flee to one of the cities of the Levites. Like he said, the Torah do. He went to another nation. And he'd been gone 3 years. And Joab understood that David still loved his son. But he ain't doing nothing about the situation. He ain't trying to see what's going on, just like he ain't find out about Amnon when he raped Tamar. And because of him not doing anything, it's causing guilt upon the land, because Yah dwells among Israel. And you can't have no blood in the land. It's got to be something done. Absalom got to come back and face judgment. And so the woman giving him this parable, she talking about him. Then the king answered and said to the woman, hide not from me, I pray thee, the thing that I shall ask thee. And the woman said, let my lord the king now speak. And the king said, is not the hand of Joab with you in all this? And the woman answered and said, as thy soul liveth, my lord the king, none can turn to the right hand or to the left from aught that my lord the king hath spoken. For thy servant Joab, he bade me and he put all these words in the mouth of thy handmaid, to fetch about this form of speech had thy servant Joab done this thing. And my Lord is wise, according to the wisdom of an angel of Elohim, to know all things that are in the earth. And the king said unto Joab, behold, now I have done this thing. Go therefore and bring the young man Absalom again. And Joab fell on the ground on his face and bowed himself and thanked the king. And Joab said, today thy servant knoweth that I have found grace in thy sight, my master, O king, in that the king hath fulfilled the request of his servant. And listen here, even though Joab killed Abner, he was wrong in that. He was the captain of the host. something had to be done about this because of who David was and because of the Torah and the understanding what the Torah says about murder. But David didn't do nothing from the beginning when it came down to Amnon, and he compromised. He compromised big time. He allowed his feelings to get in the way when he should have addressed his son. Even if he didn't kill his son, he should have put him out the land or put him somewhere, banished him. Don't come back. He should have punished him and did some just for the mere fact of him raping his sister. After all, Yah had mercy on David by not killing him, even though his punishment was tough by him letting that baby die. And not letting that sword depart from his home. But guess what? He loved Solomon, which shows his grace to David. And David, being the man after Yah's own heart, should have done something about what happened. Heavy. So Joab arose and went to Gershon and brought Absalom to Jerusalem. And the king said, let him turn to his own house and let him not see my face. So Absalom returned to his own house and saw not the king's face. But in all Israel there was none to be so much praised as Absalom for his beauty. From the sole of his foot even to the crown of his head, there was no blemish in him. And when he polled his head, he shaved his head. For it was at every year's end that he would poll it, because the hair was heavy on him. Therefore he polled it. He weighed the hair of his head 200 shekels after the king's weight. That's every year he cut his hair. Because the hair grew fast and his hair was thick and it was heavy on his head. And he was a handsome young man. Sweet chocolate brown. Well, said the boy was pretty. Said when the boy's face skin like a Hershey bar. And they were rich process about it when sweet chocolate brown. Absalom was a handsome young man. And unto Absalom there was born 3 sons and 1 daughter whose name was Tamar. She was a woman of fair countenance. So Absalom dwelt 2 full years in Jerusalem and saw not the king's face. Yeah. David said, let him see his face, but he still ain't doing nothing. Therefore, Absalom sent for Joab. But he would not come to him. And when he sent again the second time, he would not come, because Joab ain't got no respect for you. Boy, you're wrong in what you got going on. Therefore, he said unto his servant, see, Joab's field is near mine, and he have barley there. Go and set it on fire. Absalom's servant set the field on fire. Then Joab arose and came to Absalom unto his house. Then he started trouble. And said to him, wherefore have thy servant set my field on fire? Absalom answered Joab, behold, I sent unto thee, saying, come hither, that I may send thee to the king and say, wherefore am I come from Gershon? It has been good for me to have been there still. Now therefore let me see the king's face, and if there be any iniquity in me, let him kill me. So Joab came to the king. This thing is getting good, ain't it? So Joab came to the king, so Joab came to the king and told him. And when he had called for Absalom, he came to the king and bowed himself on his face to the ground before the king, and the king kissed Absalom. Man, we're gonna get on 15 this week. But think about that, y'all. The king kissed Absalom. Then didn't mention about his wrongdoing. didn't follow Torah. And you see how many of us, even us today's time, how we'll break Torah and won't obey Yah because of us, our feelings. That's what I'm going to do David wrong. He's going to sleep with his wives in front of him, his own son. You see, parents, how your own disobedience can cause your children to fall astray and to be disobedient. They're looking at somebody. When you ain't doing nothing, when you ain't acting right, when you ain't bringing right judgment to your house, when you ain't even looking for Yah yourself, and you got your own hidden motives. Some of y'all men lonely need you a woman, some of y'all women lonely. You need you a man. How you compromise and give up your butt for another man and hurt your children, or even if you ain't got no children, how you hurt your family, how you even sin against Yah, hurt Yah. Some of y'all men the same way. And didn't expect for nothing to be said to you about it. Because not only was David wrong, Absalom didn't say nothing to his father about it. He didn't go to his daddy and say why. He just stopped speaking to his brother for 2 full years. And then when his daddy came to him, they didn't have no conversation. Absalom said, Dad, why didn't you say nothing to Amnon? He didn't even bring it up himself. He had already had murder in his heart. See, sometimes we're looking for the parent to say something. Sometimes we're looking for the child to say something. Sometimes we're looking for the other individual to say something. And because they don't say nothing, we want to hold a grudge in our heart, but you ain't saying nothing yourself. They both were wrong. Absalom was wrong. He tried to deceive his daddy, and his daddy allowed himself to be deceived. But David probably didn't say nothing to do nothing for the mere fact of what he had already done and trying to have mercy, because he realized probably that the word of Yah that Yah spoke to him is probably coming to pass. I don't know. But why David doing what he did, it brought discredit to him, because all Israel heard about that. That's a king. That's the king. Don't think that was quiet. That was to all Israel. And you know why I brought all Israel up? Because guess what? Nobody said nothing. Sound to me like today's assemblies. People do wrong. People go against each other, and nobody in the assembly gonna stand up. It's like nobody want to stand up for what's right no more. You know, Joab told a wise woman, he fetched a wise woman to go talk to him, and she was honest about it and made David think, but all he did was bring him to the house. But because David didn't do nothing, it caused Absalom to probably get him and get at him and cause more trouble. It caused the man to get unwise counsel. It caused people to turn. It caused people to lose respect for David. Let me tell you something. That's how people lose respect for you. When you don't stand up for what's right. And even though they're wrong and what they do, you wrong for starting it. It's always a foundation of something. Even to a house, it's a foundation. Your feet are the foundation for your legs. You wouldn't be able to stand without them. And so you begin to start seeing problems and discord and strife or things going on, it's good for you to get to the root of it. and deal with it, not understand, because he not see what's going on. Absalom knew that Amnon, he raped you. Yeah. Then David heard of it. How David hear of it? And the only thing you did was get mad and cuss. Only thing you did was get mad and go to your room. Only thing you did was get mad, but you didn't punish your son. You hurt your family. You hurt your brothers. You hurt your children. You hurt a lot of people. Because all you did was get mad. You didn't say nothing. But then the Absalom held a grudge too. And all he did was get mad and nurse that anger. So y'all the scripture on something, we're going to end. He ain't even check on, that's right. He ain't check on the daughter's state of mind. Heavy. That's goodness gracious. Mashiach be using Torah when he talk. You have heard that it was said by them of old time, the Torah, thou shalt not murder. And whosoever, this word kids be murder. And whosoever shall kill and whosoever shall murder shall be in danger of the judgment. Well, Absalom did it right here too, but not without a cause, but nurse the anger in his heart. Not without the cause. He had a reason to be angry, but what he did was nurse it. If it would have been discussed and just punishment would have been served to Amnon, Absalom would not have committed murder, I guarantee. I bet you he wouldn't have done it. But none was done. But I say to you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. And whosoever shall say to his brother Rakah shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say thou fool shall be in the danger of the shall be in danger of hellfire. But this right here is what I want to get to. Therefore, if thou bring thy gift to the altar, and when I say altar, I don't mean these assemblies or these churches that stage in that one step, or the pieces of steps on the pulpit. No, I'm talking about the altar where you bring your sacrifices to Yahuah. Absalom had a reason to be angry with Amnon, yes. But Amnon had one to be called to be angry with Absalom. Right. But right here, that he had a problem and nobody went to consult Yah about it. David's parents changed big time in his older years. Therefore, if thou bring thy gift to the altar, and there remembers that thy brother have an ought against thee, nobody fixed it. David knew Absalom had a problem. That's what I want to get to this right here. It was a lot of stuff going. Amnon did too. He and that just drunk. A child, a sex offender, a rapist. That's what I said. Look here, when I tell you, grab him. And he killed him in front of his brothers and his sisters. Nobody went to Yah. David did not do it. Absalom did not do it. Nobody went. Leave there your gift before the altar and go your way, and first be reconciled to your brother, then come offer your gift. None of that happened. We see here, think about this right here, because maybe some of us even on this line, on the Zoom, how we are. And how, you know what I'm saying, we still got grudges or people have grudges and ain't nobody came and fixed nothing. That's going on with life and refusing to come. They got to pray to Yah first and ask Yah to do it. No, you don't. No, you don't. The Bible does not say you got to pray to Yah and ask Yah, should you go fix with your brother? The Bible does not say you got to pray to Yah and ask Yah, do you go fix with your brother? The Bible says if you remember that your brother got all against you, you got to leave your gift, or you got to go fix it. We just even seen it in Deuteronomy 19. But we refuse to go fix the problems. We refuse to get things right. We refuse to address stuff. And because of that, we allow our lives and the lives of others to be in disarray because of our own disobedience. This is a tough lesson, ain't it? Tight, but I must say it's right. Don't want to go be reconciled with one another so we can come before Yah. Agree with that adversary quickly while thou art in the way with him. Agree with him quickly while that's right. No, but you can't squash your beef internally. Now they still alive. You got to go get it right. You got to humble yourself, swallow your pride, and be obedient as an act of faith. And the Bible said without faith, it's impossible to please Yah. You can't say you have faith in Yah, instead of being disobedient on purpose. Disobedient on purpose. If you got children and your kids keep being disobedient to you and not listening to you and giving you a hard time, you're going to eventually over time begin to question their love for you. You care about me, you give me a headache, you keep going to jail, you keep getting into trouble, you keep having this, you keep doing this. You don't care about me, you only care about yourself. Because when you love, you wouldn't do what you got to do to be able to get it right. When you love Yah, when you love people, you're willing to get past yourself to get it right. When you don't want to lose somebody, you got to say, oh, I'm sorry. Humble yourself. You should be willing when you love, because it goes beyond how you feel when it comes to doing what's right. Agree with your adversary quickly while you are in the way with him. That's any time the adversary deliver you to the judge and the judge deliver you to the officer and you be cast into prison. Verily, I said to thee, thou shalt not by no means come out thence till thou hast paid the utmost farthing. You gotta get it right. David them didn't do it. We don't see no Levites. And you know what's heavy about it? Yah's already spoken, but we haven't even seen the prophet come. I guess it's probably to see what we're gonna do. Are we gonna do what Yah says? Everybody gotta come tell you to go get it right. Yah ain't gotta come tell you to go get it right. You already know. And the thing about it is, we see here you all and remain like it's all good, and then gonna say we love Yah, and gonna still go pray our Father, and all thing you do is praying to close doors. You pray to ears who ain't listening to you. Without faith, Yah hide his face according to the Torah. And faith is being obedient. Without standing up, without doing what we gotta do, we cause trouble to others. Hallelujah. Almighty, we thank you for your mercy, Yah. We'll continue to 2 Samuel 15 next week. Almighty, we thank you for your mercy and your compassion. Hallelujah. Help us, Yah, as we come before you, present in the honor of Yahushua HaMashiach, in his authority, in his name, and his character. Help us to, Almighty, do what's right by you. To reconcile, to address these problems. It'd be a whole lot of problems going on, Yah, amongst us. All kind of turmoil, strife. And nobody wants to know nothing about it. Everybody want to be quiet. Or even the one who do say something, y'all, they want to say they're being mean, funny, or wrong. Help us Almighty to not be like that, but to do right, to live right, to address the issues, to say we got to say, y'all, to make sure things are done right, and that we do what's right by people. Almighty, please forgive all of us of our sins, of hurting people, doing things, saying things, acting ways. Please forgive us, y'all, of knowing things are not right, but not saying nothing. Turn the blind eye or a deaf ear. We should have been standing up when we should have been saying and doing things. Please forgive us for being so nonchalant and so careless in our ways. Have mercy upon us, Almighty, to do what's right from your point of view and do your will. Yeah, we love you. We give you the praise and we thank you for your mercy, that you still love us and are there for us and to be with us in spite of us. Thank you for being our strength, for being our friend, our Father, our King. Thank you, Almighty, for being who you are in our life. Thank you for Yahuah HaMashiach giving this life for us. We praise you, Yah. We just give you the glory. We thank you. In Yahuah HaMashiach's name we pray. Hallelujah. Praise you.